Deportations are inevitable.
I've got to be honest, guys, I'm really shocked, actually, how effective the messaging coming out from the Labour Party is right now. Shabana Mahmood has played a blinder. There's a lot of people on the right that are convinced that she's going to tackle the immigration problem. I'm sat here trying to wonder if I'm the dumb one, if I'm being stupid for not seeing something or not understanding something. I mean, what she actually said, guys, what's happened? What's going on? Why are people losing their mind over absolutely nothing? Let's go through this, and you can tell me in the comments below whether I've missed something, because I'm not seeing a big deal here. I'm seeing pretty much nothing. I'll explain that in a second, but I'm genuinely shocked at the reaction on the left and the right. At first, I thought the people on the left were just trolling us. They were overreacting to something that isn't going to change anything. And they're doing that on purpose to try and gatekeep the actual movement to the right and what actually really needs to be done about immigration. Like, they're saying, oh my God, this is terrible. Shabana Mahmood's losing her mind. She's the worst ever. But really, they're going, nothing's going to happen, really. Let's fool the right, the fucking idiots. I thought that was happening. But I think they've actually all been swallowed by this. Let's see, anyway. So she's in Parliament. Today I've set out the most sweeping changes to the asylum system in a generation, and we must restore order and control to our borders so we can continue to offer sanctuary to those fleeing danger. That sounds to me pretty bad. That sounds like Keir Starmer's been saying this for years, right? We must restore order and control our borders so we can offer sanctuary to those fleeing danger. What is danger? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows what their definition of danger is? It sounds like they're just allowing people to continue doing what they're doing, but they're just reframing the argument.
Country will always offer sanctuary to those fleeing danger. But we must also acknowledge that the world has changed, and our asylum system has not changed with it. Our world is a more volatile and more mobile place.
Again, politicians do this all the time. Don't get swept up in their rhetoric, their language. She's going to spend a long time telling you what you already know, talking about the problems that you already know about. Where's the solution, though? Let's listen.
Huge numbers are on the move. To the British public who foot the bill, the system feels out of control and unfair. It feels that way because it is. The pace and scale of change has destabilised communities. It is making our country a more divided place. I have no doubt about who we really are in this country. We are open, tolerant and generous. But the public rightly expect that we can determine who enters this country and who must leave. It starts by accepting an uncomfortable truth. While asylum claims fall across Europe, they are rising here. And that is because of the comparative generosity of our asylum offer when compared to so many of our European neighbours. So we must now build an asylum system for the world as it is, one that restores order and control, one that opens safe and legal routes to those fleeing danger across the world, and one that sustains our commitment to providing refuge for this generation and those to come.
Nothing. I got nothing from that. So, again, it sounds like just a reframing of the current narrative. We're still a sanctuary country for the third world, basically, and they're just going to reframe what it means to be one of those people that need sanctuary. Howard Beckett, Shabana Mahmood, we will make refuge. Okay, so there were some concrete things that she said. I was going to mention this, but may as well do it now. She's going to extend the refugee status of someone entering the country, and it needs to be renewed every 2.5 years. So instead of being renewed every 5 years, they do a review and check whether they're still a refugee every 2.5 years. So again, not getting rid of them. Once they enter into the country, they're still a refugee. Every 2.5 years, they'll do a check instead of doing a check every 5 years. And instead of making them a permanent resident after 5 years, they're going to make them a permanent resident after 20 years. So the people that are here, they're still going to be here. They're not getting rid of them. They're not going to... I'll get to that in a sec. I'll get to that in a sec. Let's listen to this video that he's tweeted. Let's see if she says anything interesting.
We will do so by making refugee status temporary, not permanent. A grant of refugee status will last 2.5 years, not 5. It will be renewed only if it is impossible for a refugee to return home. Permanent settlement will now come...
Guess who's going to decide whether or not it's impossible or not? Judges. Judges who currently decide that we're not allowed to send immigrants back to their country because the chicken nuggets aren't correct in their country, or where they don't deport a rapist because they might deprive their family of a father. So don't get your hopes up with this, guys, because the current lunatic judges, they're going to be the ones deciding this.
Permanent settlement will now come at 20 years, not 5.
All right, so again, I'm not hearing any good news here. Jeremy Corbyn says that was one of the most appalling statements ever made by a Labour Home Secretary. Britain is abandoning the victims of war, environmental disaster and human rights abuses. The government has turned its back on humanity. On humanity, guys! And future generations will suffer. Wow! Really? All from that, huh, Jeremy? Again, I'm just wondering, guys, is this the left reacting like this on purpose to try and gaslight you into thinking that something's actually changed? Let me know in the comments. As a Muslim and a person of colour, I would like to say how thoroughly ashamed I am of Shabana Mahmood, says Roshan M. Sally. Well, deport that guy. This is a person who has benefited from immigration but is now pandering to the racists who want to pull up the drawbridges. Britain is ageing and has a lazy native workforce. What a racist piece of shit. What a dirty little Get him deported then. That's one of the first ones I'd deport. Britain is ageing and has a lazy native workforce who shy away from hard work. So it needs immigration. Foreigners enrich Britain in countless ways. They are the backbone of its public services. It would frankly be a far duller and less efficient place without them. Let's see. Let's try it anyway. Let's see if we can be more dull and less efficient and just all of you fuck off. Let's just try that one. Because right now, it's not working. And I want to find out actually how many Muslims are currently unemployed in the UK. What percentage of that is true? Let's have a look. So a disclaimer, the results might not be entirely accurate. The AI really struggled to get that data for obvious reasons, probably not recorded, that's why. But it does say that it's 6.7%, okay? Compared to the national average, which is 4.4%. So I think that guy's full of shit, isn't he? He should probably have a good hard look in the mirror. Anyway, so Nadia Whittam, she's also digging in. She says the solution is to join in. I'm afraid the dark forces are calling from inside the house at this point. She's calling a fellow Muslim a dark force. I'm just wondering, guys, is this just a big psyop? Are they trying to gaslight you all to think that Shabana Mahmood is going to solve the problem? Mike Tapp, he's on board. This will go down as the best Home Secretary in history. In history. Let's have a look at what else he said. Is he a good guy? Look, I'm just going to say it right now. Looking at his timeline, he is just retweeting everything to do with Shabana Mahmood. Everything. Like, he is her biggest fan. Just retweeting her constantly. Retweeting. He's on all the radio shows talking about her. He's retweeting her again. He's retweeting the king. Oh, wishing the king a happy birthday. I mean, that's fine, I suppose. Retweeting her again. Retweeting her again. I'm going to say that he's not impartial with this. A conservative that is constantly retweeting a Muslim Labour Party MP. That's kind of bizarre, isn't it, guys? Again, not sure what's going on here, but I don't like it very much. I don't know about you. It just doesn't feel entirely natural. Even Carl Benjamin, he's on board. Shabana Mahmood, BTFO'd the entire parliament using our talking points today. Again, probably your ego is getting in the way of yourself here, Carl. You should probably step back, reflect on what's happening, and maybe have a new perspective on this. You might be letting your ego get carried away here. They're not our talking points. This is just rational talking points. If you want to save your country, if you don't want your country to be swamped by people that shouldn't be here, they're completely rational talking points. So having that sense of ownership over these talking points is probably not going to help, objectively speaking, that is. I'm worried, guys. I mean, everyone seems to be completely on board with this, thinking that this is going to like save the country. Everyone's jumping on this like it's solving things. It's really not. It's really not, guys. Let's try and analyze this for a second. So she's going to increase the, basically she's going to allow a check every 2.5 years to see if they're still allowed refugee status, and naturalization is going to happen after 20 years. Apart from that, nothing else has changed. The channel is still unprotected, the beaches are still unprotected, the laws that block removals, they're still untouched, the old migration routes, they're still open, probably increasing. Safety, like what is she doing for safety? To deport these people if they break laws, if they commit crimes. No deportation changes, nothing like this. I honestly can't think of a single thing that's actually changed here. I really can't. She did say that she's going to reinterpret the laws around the ECHR, but that doesn't mean anything. They're just words. We may do this, we may do that. Guys, you can let me know, right? Seriously, I can't think of anything that's actually changed. Keir Starmer wants to lead the Labour Party in the next election. Yeah, good luck, mate. But honestly, let's see what Nadia Whittome is saying about all of this.
The Denmark-style policies briefed in the last couple of days are dystopian. It's shameful that a Labour government is ripping up the rights and protections of people who have endured unimaginable trauma.
Is she, though?
Is this how we'd want to be treated if we were fleeing for our lives? Of course not. So how can we be adopting such obviously cruel policies? Is the Home Secretary proud that the government has sunk to such depths that it's now being praised by Tommy Robinson?
So Tommy Robinson is being used here. He gets used quite a lot, doesn't he? He gets used by the left and the right whenever they need to make a point. Whenever something is deemed too extreme, which I don't believe this is, I don't believe anything's actually changed here, guys. Tommy Robinson's name is used as someone to say, well, obviously this is extremely far right. Tommy Robinson agrees with it, but I don't see anything far right here, guys. I do. It's just, there's some mindfuckery going on here.
Well, Mr. Speaker, look, I'm disappointed at the nature of the question from my honourable friend. I hope she will look at the detail of the reforms. And what I've said already on these matters is that we have a proper problem that it is our moral duty to fix. Our asylum system is broken. The breaking of that asylum system is causing huge division across our whole country. It is a moral mission for me to resolve that division across our country. I know that the reforms I will be setting out later on today can fix this system, and in doing so can unite what is today a divided country.
How? Nothing's changed. You just extended you reduced the renewal process from 5 years to 2.5 years, and you've increased the time that they've got to stay in this country to be naturalised. That's it. Like anything else, let me know, guys. I might have missed something, but I don't see anything here. Amnesty International has slammed Labour's divisive and cruel asylum crackdown, warning that it marks a dangerous drift towards treating fundamental human rights as optional depending on who you are. Again, Peter Stefanovic, interesting last name once again, guys. CEO Campaign for Social Justice. So, I'm not confused. I think they're doing this on purpose. I think Shabana Mahmood has had a conversation with people behind closed doors to say, I want you all to come out and slam me and say that I'm veering to the right, that this is extreme, that it's terrible for the country. I want all of the people that want immigration to increase to come out and criticise me while I do fuck all, where nothing actually changes. Again, right, okay, hopefully these are the changes, right? Those granted asylum will have to wait 20 years, yeah? Asylum seekers will also have their refugee status reviewed every 2.5 years. People will be restricted to appeal to their asylum status and will be deported if it fails. Yeah, sure they will. Sure they will. I'm sure that's working right now, isn't it, guys? When someone gets their asylum status rejected, what happens? They disappear. Or they just stay in the country for they just indefinitely stay in the country. They just don't get rid of them. And when they try, the judges stop it from happening. How is that going to change? How is that going to change? What's going to actually change here, guys, apart from rhetoric? The government will change the way the European Convention on Human Rights is interpreted by UK judges in a bid to stop asylum seekers using their rights to family life to avoid deportation. Let's see if that happens, okay? All these are just words right now. A ban on 3 countries: Angola, a Christian country; Namibia, a Christian country; and the Democratic Republic of Congo. All of these are around 90% Christian countries, right? So they're going to ban these 3 countries from accessing UK visas if they fail to take back illegal immigrants. What about Pakistan? What about India? What about all of the Muslim countries, Afghanistan, right? What about all of these Muslim countries that are currently stabbing people in the streets and doing all kinds of horrible things to our children? Why can't you ban those countries, Shabana? Why are you banning the Christian countries? Isn't that weird? I honestly feel everyone's just been taken for a ride here. That's it. That's it. That's the only thing. That's it. There's nothing else. There's no substance here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I think this is all a massive psyop. I think the media is manipulating this on purpose to make it seem like something's happening, but actually nothing is happening at all. This is rhetoric. They're just changing a few small little rules, but ultimately the people are staying here. They're not going to be deported, guys. They're going to be naturalized eventually. Nothing is changing. Absolutely nothing. Let me know if I'm wrong. I fucking hope I am, but I don't think I am. I'll see you later.